youtube.com/MayhewMayhem. That's youtube.com/MayhewMayhem.
Hello and welcome to another episode of 30 Minutes of Mayhem. I am your host, my name is Michael Mayhew, and I am here with my co-hosts.
What's up, everybody? It's me, Greg, and we are joined once again by
James.
Also, remember, everybody, Minutes of Mayhem is available on YouTube, iTunes, Android, Stitcher, and Spreaker. All you have to do is search MayhewMayhem. That's MayhewMayhem, and make sure to rate us 5 stars.
And help us afford to continue doing the show by donating to 30 Minutes of Mayhem via PayPal. Just use the email address in the description, 30minutesofmayhem@gmail.com.
As I said, welcome to 30 Minutes of Mayhem, the podcast your mother can be ashamed of. On this episode, we have Mahoney.
Hi, everybody.
This episode is a continuation of episode 69, so you might want to go listen to that before you continue.
Yeah, guys, I worked all day. I had to wake up at 3 o'clock. Worked at 4:30 a.m.
Nobody cares, James.
Greg's a dick.
Okay. She brings up a good point because if it was legalized, you could shoot for that as a legitimate career field.
Exactly. And then we'd all just be prostitutes and we'd have nothing.
It's not a career field you should shoot for. But if you're good at what you do, and you like Mahoney said, right now it ends up normally being have to do. And by have to do, meaning like you could make some other choices, but like most of the time when prostitutes aren't the best at life. If you legalize it and then it's legitimate, people are just going to shoot for that as a career field.
Yeah, like, oh, McDonald's turned me down. Might as well just go try prostitution.
Actually, being a hooker might be less demeaning than working at McDonald's.
Which is very true, and I feel like he brings up a great point.
I'm gonna be completely honest here. A lot of single moms are prostitutes, and like I've gotten to a low point like where I just couldn't find a good job, and like the job that I had, the money wasn't really worth it. And I thought about it. Like I really thought like if I could just, tune myself out, I could still make money for it. And like that it's not really one of those things that
What about being a stripper?
No, it's way easier to like enjoy having sex with someone than enjoy staring at someone naked. Like it's a lot easier to like ignore what you're having sex with than having to ignore what you're looking at to try to get your spark.
I don't know, now I'm kind of like
I'm the opposite of that, actually. Like
really? Like sit there
I
and
can't
you
have sex with something nasty or something crazy. Yeah. I just couldn't do that.
No, okay, no. I'm not saying like she's the mom from Squidbillies. I'm saying like she's not your type, but you're still like you've never had like
I guess.
You've never
Yeah,
had
I
pity,
guess.
You've never had pity sex?
I guess.
It's a lot easier to have sex without emotion than
You're trying to put her finger in my ass.
right now I'm just in this big ass like knot of like kind of torn now because for one, I'm debating whether like where you get all like deep, not to use that in the fact of prostitution, talking about being in low points. I'm debating whether I should cut that part out or not when I edit.
And that girl's finger in my ass.
You already told the story about that. Because I'm like, I feel like that might have been like too personal.
But I wouldn't have said it if I wasn't comfortable with saying it. Like
Okay, that's fine. Now
Yeah,
that's why I was asking to make sure that like maybe you weren't just like you were feeling it.
Some women out there are to like not to like wave a banner for women or whatever, but are struggling and they can't find a way to make ends meet, and they're like, fuck, I could not see my kids and work a 9 to 5 making shit pay, or I could go out every night when they're asleep and have sex with a couple guys and bring home more money than I would make in a month at my job. Like there's those type of women out there, and I thought about that. I never did that, but I thought about that. And I mean, I'm not saying they don't have respect for themselves. The reasons I didn't do it is because I didn't want to lose.
You didn't want to lose the respect for yourself.
Yeah, I didn't want to lose the respect for myself, and I also didn't want to lose the respect for sex.
Okay,
Because,
yeah.
like, I wouldn't imagine a prostitute still enjoying sex outside of their job because they do it so often.
Right.
Like, why make a career out of something that you love when you're just going to get tired of it. That's why you should keep something you love a hobby.
I agree with that. I'm just like, I'm sitting here thinking, if Mahoney was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna be this prostitute, I'd be like, can you not do that? Like, if I pay you to not do that, will you not do that? Like, can we make that arrangement? Like, you just come over, we hang out, I drop you 100. You know, like, I don't want you to do that. Could I pay you to not do that?
It was just a low point in my life, and I thought about it. But that's another reason why. That's a good point into why it shouldn't be legalized, because women shouldn't be like, oh, well, now it's considered an actual paying job. Other people are doing it. I should just give up my sense of self-respect, just to make money. They would think that it was now more acceptable to lose a piece of themselves because everybody else is doing it for money, instead of strippers doing it to put themselves through college, but they never strip again. Or, prostitutes prostituting make money just for that moment in time, instead of being like, I'm the rest of my life because it's a government paying job.
Now, here's a question. Say prostitution was legalized, okay? And you went through this low point in your life, and it was legal, and you knew that you could go to these places. Do you feel like your decision may have been different because it would have been considered legitimate? Obviously, it's a hypothetical, but do you feel like you would have been more like accepting of the idea because of it being legal and you're going to get good pay, guaranteed, and all that shit?
Like I said previously, they would monopolize it. Certain companies would have the best looking people, literally open a Sports Illustrated magazine, they would have those kinds of people. And then there would be lower chains of it. And I am and always have been self-conscious of the way I look, and I don't think I would have done it then because of being rejected, I guess you could say, from where I'd be in that company. I would want to be on a high...
Okay, so you feel like you would have put it in like maybe like a hotel aspect. You would shoot to work at the Hilton, but you feel like...
end up at the Holiday Inn.
End up at the fucking goddamn Santa Marina Motel in Daytona Beach where somebody got lice in our group.
No, I wouldn't.
Not that
say
low?
that. No, I would say like Super 8.
You would want to be at the higher end establishment because you're self-conscious and all of that, you feel like you wouldn't end up where you would want to be, and that would be what...
Still be regretting the choice that I made. So, yeah.
I think this might be the first time on the show to where, like, coming in, I was like, why the fuck shouldn't this be this? And meaning, why shouldn't prostitution be legalized? Is this out? And I'm just kind of like, now I'm fucking so torn to where I'm like, it should be, but now I'm like, it shouldn't be.
Well, because it's gonna end up exactly like, it's just gonna be one more thing for society to tell us we need to be. Like, if you're gonna be a prostitute, you need to be like the best looking prostitute, or you have to fuck the best, or whatever. Like, you have to have all your teeth. I'm not saying...
How many shots at me before we fucking... What the fuck? But
I just feel like the magazines and stuff, like, we look at them and we're falsely convinced that, we have to look that way to be happy. Some of us, aren't. Some of us don't care, and, we do whatever the fuck we want. But the majority of society is bent on this rule that we need to have a spotless face, and we need to have an hourglass figure, or we need to have muscles and like the perfect tan to be a high rank in society. And it's gonna happen with the prostitution thing. Like, you can go and you can get like a 59-cent cheeseburger, but you could spend like $8 at the Outback.
That was a perfect analogy, and now I'm going to make a comparison. My only thing with Mahoney is she's much like Miley Cyrus in the aspect that she needs to do some squats because she doesn't have an ass.
Thank you.
That's my only issue. Other than that, I feel like you could work at a 5-star Hilton place. Not to kill you with the fact that I said something negative and you're already self-conscious as it is. It was a compliment wrapped up in that, okay?
No, I know, and I appreciate it very, very much. It's there, you just have to, like, touch it. That's what I've been told.
My final answer for this topic is going to be yes, but... it would have to be done responsibly, because I feel like Mahoney brought up so many good points that I'm literally like kind of dumbfounded right now, but I'm still for it, and like hearing her personal story just kills me, because her story is not even as bad as what I know is out there. Like, I'm not saying her story isn't bad, because it is.
No, it could be way worse.
Exactly. That's exactly my point. It could be way worse. I feel like yes, it should be, but there has to be so many ridiculous amount of restrictions on it to where like this is a path that you could take, but know that you're going to go through a lot of fucking hell to try to even follow this path, so that someone in high school doesn't just like not give a fuck about whatever, and they're like, doesn't matter, I don't even have to fucking get an education because I can go take a dick for a living.
Exactly.
You know, you don't want that person to exist. But if you make it a harder thing to do, not saying like being a prostitute and being the president should be equally as hard, like not saying that like that, but it should be hard enough to do to where you actually attempt to do it, not like you're really in a shit spot and like your life is just continuously dealing out you bad cards after bad cards after bad cards, so you're like, I'm gonna go take a dick in the ass for a living.
Or if you're one of those people who are diagnosed with like sexual addictions and it's hard for you to even get a job because you're just like chronically masturbating all the time. People like that exist, dude.
Wow. So gone in this fucking topic. That's probably the best I feel like we've ever done on a topic ever, at least through my personal experience, because I had this weird moment to where I was like, she got me. And so there's that. So speaking of, oh no, I got a follow-up question. Okay, so you're in this shitty spot and say prostitution's legalized. You said that even if it was, you probably still wouldn't have done it because you would want to be at a 5-star hotel, but you would end up at the Super 8.
Yeah.
Now, let's say hypothetically that you do end up at the 5-star hotel. You end up working at the Hilton.
Yeah.
You're making good money. At this point, prostitution's legalized. You're a legal prostitute. You're working where you want to work. You take a D in the A.
Of course you were gonna bring that shit up. I knew it. You're just trying to get me to admit to butt stuff.
Well, hey, it fit perfectly,
okay.
if you get what I'm saying. But come on, that was a perfect follow-up.
Okay, what was the amount I said? I think I said I'd rather get my butt pierced than have...
Yeah, that was millions of dollars, and then on the last time you were on and we had a follow-up, you were trying to figure out amount. Greg interjected with $1 billion, and you agreed to that. So obviously that amount is not going to be possible, but you're already at this point...
If my annual salary is close to that, then that would have to be like the supreme package.
Okay, so what? Okay, let's.
You get paid double.
Yeah, like I like get paid double, and like they take me to dinner first, and then.
Even if you're selling yourself for money, you still keep enough of yourself morally to where you're like, the money is gonna have to make it worth it.
Yeah, the money is gonna have to make it worth it, because it's one thing to kick back and throw your legs up, and it's another thing to get in the right position and then have a door kicked down. Like
the back door kicked down. Yeah. Now, that's hilarious. And I applaud you sticking to your guns, even in that hypothetical.
I don't do butt stuff, dude. Like, it's just not gonna happen.
I understand.
But I never get asked for it because I love to give. So they're like, okay. Like, if I didn't like to give and I only like to receive and I didn't give butt stuff, that would make me a shitty person. That wouldn't flow as well as I do now. Like, I don't like to receive. I don't like butt stuff, but hey, if you want a service as many times a day as you want, fine. I don't care. That's fine. As long as you don't try to put it in my butt.
Now, with that being said, let's get off of prostitutes. Get it, Greg?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if so, you could take this one either way, but let's move on to this topic. If you find your friend or girlfriend, I guess we could go with husband/boyfriend, naked online, do you tell their partner about it? Say you're surfing Pornhub or whatever, and you see one of your friends' girlfriends or boyfriends or husbands or wife on there, like either railing some chick or getting railed by some dude or whatever. Do you tell them about it, or do you just kind of like bookmark it and save it for later, or how do you approach that situation?
Tell them. Of course, then again, if they said, yeah, dude, I'd be like, oh, well then, I guess we don't have a problem then, and just go on my merry way. Keeping it a secret, there's one thing that movies have taught me, it's that keeping that secret never works out in the end. It gets way too complicated, and shit blows up in everybody's face.
Back to butt stuff, I guess. Now, here's a few things. Okay, so to tell that person, you have to admit a few things. You got to be like, okay, so I saw, you're, just call her Jane. Okay, so you're in John, just to say, the fucking Jane Doe, John Doe. So your friend's name is John, and you're telling him he's dating or married to Jane. You're telling him, like, look, I saw Jane get railed on a video on Pornhub last night. You're admitting a few things to him. One, you're admitting to him that you were in the process of jerking off last night when you happened to stumble across Jane. And then two, you're leaving him with the idea of, like, did Greg jerk off to Jane getting railed? And John's dating Jane, so he's thinking about you jerking off to his girl. That's extremely awkward situation as far as I'm concerned.
Not to mention the fact that he could think that you're lying and just saying that Jane is a whore.
True. And the smart thing for you to do would be to, like, save the video, like the link or whatever, so that
definitely jerked it to it.
Well, he did, shit. And especially if she's hot. You know damn well you have to save the link or the video or whatever, so that when you confront this person, you have to be able to provide the evidence. And you know damn well you don't want to see it. I mean, you want to see it because you obviously already seen it and you already cleaned out your bank and left some frosting. But you know that they don't want to see it. You know what I mean? I don't want to see any of my exes get railed by some other guy. I have this fucked up thing in my mind to where I'm like, one of these days, I'm gonna either stumble across one of my exes or somebody I know online naked, getting fucking just rammed. And I hope it's something fucked up, because, like, I hope I just stumble across, like, let's say Mahoney, for instance. This is how, like, my mind works. Not specifically about her, but I'm gonna use her for this example.
Okay.
I know I'm going to run across somebody I know on the internet naked, like, fucking or getting fucked. Let's say it's Mahoney, and like I said, I want it to be something fucked up. So let's say it's Mahoney. I stumble across a video and I'm like, holy fuck, that's Mahoney. And in this video, I just want her to be doing butt stuff, to where I can just be like, look at this video, you're getting it in the, like, that's what I want to be able. I want to be able to do that. Although I would never tell her.
Yeah.
I never would. And I'd be like, I'm gonna bookmark this one. But if it was one of my exes, I would probably take the link, and if I knew their cell phone number, just text them the link. No other information, just the link. So that they're like, why is he sending me this link whenever I haven't talked to him in however long? And then they click on the link, and it's a video of them getting railed. Let's say I come across one of James's exes. Well, actually, depending on which ex it is, because if it was one particular ex, I would tell James immediately, and I would be like, you are not going to believe this shit. And
I would.
But yeah, I'm just saying, like, how random would that be? I'm like, yo,
yeah.
No, you ain't even ready. You ain't even ready.
I expect it all the time.
But that's so awkward to have that conversation with somebody, is what I'm saying. But would I do it? My answer is it depends.
Yeah, it depends.
Now, if it was a little bit different and it wasn't somebody's friend, one of my friend's exes or their current girlfriend or whatever, if it was their ex, I may be a little bit more aware. Say it was Nick, okay? It was just a video of Nick railing some chick. And I just happened to stumble across that, right? I would be like, Nick, what the fuck, dude? And I would bring it up to his attention, and I'd have no problem with that. I would just be like, you need to try to make this not exist in case your girl is randomly fucking surfing and comes across a video of you around some chick. But if it was somebody I knew that I wasn't, like, closer to, I wouldn't tell him. There's no point. I
would be a total asshole about it. I am an asshole, and I find hilarity in people's pain. So I would make it to where, like, say I was showing one of my guy friends and it was his current girlfriend nailing some other dude. I would make it so that it was like, you know how guys, when they open their browser on their phone and, like, porn pops up?
Mm-hmm.
Because no one's gonna be like, oh my god, Mahoney, you watch porn. They're gonna be like, yeah, Mahoney watches porn. Like, so I would have it, like, open up and be like, no fucking, and then he's like, what? And I'm like, is that your girl? I'm pretty sure that's your girl. I'm really awesome with faces. So is that your girlfriend? And then, you know, he would watch the video, and then he would be so moved by it, either angrily or this is awesome, that he would forget that I found it. Oh, she wasn't really looking for it, you know. She just like opened her phone to her browser. So what? She was watching porn. Ads pop up all the time. And if it came down to like it being one of my close friends, like my close friends, I have two best friends. One of them is a lesbian and one of them is a guy. If I found a video of his current girlfriend like having sex with her ex, I would first confront her about it and be like, look, this is eventually going to come up in conversation, so you might want to tell him before I do. So I'll give you a week before I ask him about it, but I would still give her the opportunity to tell him before, I wouldn't want to be like, dude, your girlfriend's got a porn and it's not with you. Now they like get into a fight, break up that day, and if I give her a chance to tell him, then they could smooth things out, and I wouldn't be the source of them breaking up.
Right, you wouldn't be the bearer of bad news.
Yeah, she would have to. I mean, I don't let people film me for the fact that I have a dad who, like, I don't think that my dad watches porn, but one time I opened the desktop and, like, the porn site was up there already. I would hate for my dad to stumble upon something. Like, me talking about this is bad enough to where he could, listen, but actually seeing it is traumatizing. When I was younger, I accidentally saw my mom's bush, and I'm still not over it.
Great experience.
I can't say I have.
Well,
I was like 3, and I was trying to go to the bathroom, and my mom was like half asleep walking through the hallway, and she was like wearing really loose underwear, and like I saw it, and I can like, I don't want to sit here and like imagine my mom's bush now, but like it's scarred in my brain.
So when you close your eyes right now, if you close them for longer than what you normally would.
My eyes are getting itchy because I don't want to. But it's just you don't let people film you unless you're completely comfortable getting out there and anybody in the future or in the past seeing it. Like, do you know how many times my ex asked me if a certain video was me because it looked like me, and I was like, if you want to pretend it's me to make yourself feel better, then that's fine. Go ahead. I will give you permission to think that that is me if that's what you need. People like send me pictures of like mildly nude people. I'm like, is this you? You guys look so much alike. And I'm like, no, it's not me. I was going to put in an application to become a suicide girl, but then they started to blow up. And I'm just like, I can't let my dad see that. Like, I can't. Like, and I do it out of respect for my dad. If you're not okay with it blowing up in your face, then don't get filmed, especially when it's blowing up on your face.
Haha. Well, I say get filmed, especially when it's being blown up in your face. But that's neither here nor there. James, what do you think?
I don't tell them. I just don't want to get in the middle of that. Plus, it's something I can add to my spank bank.
Oh.
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with James with like.
I'm not trying to get mixed up in anybody's situation. So
yeah, it depends.
Not my right.
But it depends. Like, I agree 100% with that.
I mean, if it was
it depends on who it is. You basically are saying the same thing that I am, is like you don't want involved with that shit, but it depends, because if it was some like specific people, you'd tell them, but in other situations you're like not gonna get involved.
Yeah, not today.
Okay, so how about this? Let's twist it a little bit.
All right.
If it's you, if you're the one video involved with the act and you didn't know the video exists, let's say they put a camera in a fucking closet and you didn't even know it was there, and it's you getting railed and somebody else stumbles upon it, do you want them to tell you? Greg says yes because he wants to know how that took place. So aside from that, James and Mahoney.
Either way, I don't care. Tell me or don't tell me, it don't matter.
Fair enough.
I would actually rather not be told, because then if I knew, then I would constantly be worried about people seeing it, like my dad or my stepdad or
me.
I think I'd be okay. I think it's been long enough that I'd be okay with you having a copy. I'm not gonna make one for you.
I wasn't even gonna go there.
Just so if one does surface that has been recorded without my knowledge and I find it, I will give you the link.
Forward.
But no, like I wouldn't want to be told, because
it would be constantly on your mind, like every time you turn around you'd think about like, fuck.
I have girls now, and if it's on the internet, it's there to stay. Like, it's not like screenshots and...
Yeah, once it goes up on the internet, that's it. There's no way possible to completely delete it. You're screwed in more ways than one.
Now, I wasn't going to say anything about you making any sort of video, whether solo or with somebody else, and sending it to me. I was never going to take it that way, okay? But if you want to do that, I'm fine.
Okay.
Just saying. I will accept that video.
Listen,
I'm a straight male and I love vagina. I'm not going to not accept that video.
I have this gut feeling that I'm gonna have to like fight you to actually watch it. Like you're just gonna be like, no, Mahoney, I will not.
Unless you leave the room. As soon as you leave the room, I will watch this. Because it will be awkward as fuck if you're in the room while I'm watching you do whatever's on this fucking video.
Oh no, it'll be awesome because I will have left the room to go get popcorn, so then I watch what I do here.
The funniest thing is, I don't feel like she's even kidding. I feel like she would do that. She'd be like, no. No, don't look away because you don't want to miss what's about to happen next. You're not going to believe what I do.
It's not called the White Wedding for no reason.
and I'm like, you don't understand how awkward this is. The fact that I have an erection watching a video of you while you're sitting and insisting that I watch this video while I listen to the audio of you chomping on fucking popcorn while this is taking place. You have no idea how awkward of a situation this is. It's like one of those weird boners you used to get back in middle school. Now, Greg, if there was a video of you, say one of your brothers is fucked up and they decide to get an ultimate revenge on you and they install a spy camera in your room and there's a video of you on the internet jerking off, do you want to know about it?
He wants to
You know what? It'd probably be best if I didn't know about it because it's up there. There's nothing I can do about it. Plus, I mean, I don't really know how many people would watch it. I mean, you'd probably...
come on. Have you ever been on any porn site like
no,
Pornhub or anything? There's videos that have like thousands of views of someone taking a shit. Okay?
You don't understand just how grotesque my body really is, do you?
Say someone stumbles across this video and tells you about it and you watch it. Do you jerk off to a video of yourself jerking off?
It's a no-brainer.
I feel like I'm already masturbating in the video, so I mean, there's no real point in...
You feel like it's a little redundant?
Yeah, it's a little redundant.
What do you feel like you do if you're the one that stumbles across the video and it's of yourself?
I'd just be like, well, that happened. Nothing I can do about it.
Was the
I'd have
finish?
to show somebody.
You would have to show somebody.
Please look at what I just found.
Yeah, I'd probably just be like, hey, come in here. Look at what I just found. I don't even know how it got up there. I just found this.
Now, I didn't answer the last part, so I guess I should answer that.
Well, I'd have to confront the person that I was doing it with and ask them if they had anything to do with it. I feel like you'd have to.
If there was a video of me and somebody else found it, would I want them to tell me? No. But at the same time, I could use it for reference whenever I talk about my penis and somebody's like, there's no way your penis can be that small. I'll be like, link. Mahoney, if there's a video of you that exists and you happen to stumble across it yourself, is your reaction the same? Like, are you, like, you know that it exists and, like, now you're going to think about it and yada yada?
It would kind of freak me out because it would make me, like, not want to have sex in any other place than my house. Because, like, you would know someone had eyes on you when you didn't think anybody had eyes on you.
You'd feel fucking violated.
Yeah, I would. I would feel really... If I found it by myself. Like, because you react to things a bunch of different ways. There's a way that you react to something as a group, and then a way that you react to something by yourself. Go through, like, the 4 stages of grief, like anger, denial, depression, or whatever. I don't know what they are. I don't grieve much, but...
I have fucking no heart.
But like, it would just be creepy.
Oh man, all I could think about is her eating popcorn and be like, no, don't look away.
You're about to get good. What are you doing?
What are you doing? I'm like, this awkward erection is killing me right now. I need to tuck this thing up and fucking get out of the room for a minute.
It depends. Like, if that was one that you were fucking proud of, like, okay, it's not too bad that's the internet, but if it was like, you were drunk and felt the whole time that you were fucking Superman, but you actually fucking looked like Gilbert Grape. You can't tell me that it's like drunk karaoke. Like, you feel like you're doing awesome, but it's shitty. Like,
oh man, he is dying.
I've ever heard in my life. I'm crying. I pictured it in my head and everything.
Mahoney, thank you for coming on again.
Always a pleasure.
That does it for another episode of 30 Minutes of Mayhem. I have been your host. My name is Michael Mayhew, and I have been here with my co-hosts,
Greg
and James.
Don't forget to check us out on YouTube, iTunes, Stitcher, Spreaker, Android, all of those places, and donate to us on PayPal. That's it. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. Later, fellas.